Hi, everybody. I just wanted to hop in quick before today's episode to remind you that we are doing a giveaway of 6 months of Realms Plus subscription. All you gotta do is subscribe and leave a comment. The more comments, the more chances you have to win. See our community tab for the full rules and conditions of the contest. And with that, let's get on with today's episode. Hello, everybody. My name is Minovate, and welcome back to Shifted Reality Season 2, Episode 36. The Copper Age is finally out, and, well, that leaves a lot of thoughts as to what we're going to do and what we have. And I don't know about you, but my first thought was, did they fix the duplication glitch? Now, naturally, I want to play with the new Copper Age update, but about 2 episodes, maybe 3 episodes ago, we went through most of our copper working on our water station pump. So we need some more copper. We could go mine it, but do we need to? Or will the duplication glitch still allow us? So we're just going to put in one bundle here. And the raw materials to make some copper golems. Let's see if we can't duplicate this like we did before. And the answer is that no, they did not fix the duplication glitch. You can still go ahead and use it if you want to abuse the system. Okay, so I have no intention of actually duping my way into copper riches, but, I did want to know if it worked. But I am going to reutilize some of the copper golems to start just making our lives a little bit more convenient. Copper golems can open doors. I did not know that. Interesting. And apparently copper chests favor going to the one on the left, whilst chests favor to join on the one on the right. That is good to know. Now, I don't think I need 4 little copper golems in here. Actually, I might call them clankers from now on. So I don't think we actually need 4 little clankers in here to be handling the wool farm production and keeping everything into one nice, neat little chest. So we're just going to let these guys oxidize naturally on their own until they turn into statues. Then we will restore one of them to life, wax him so he doesn't re-age, and take the other 3 for decoration. But that takes some time, so we'll come back for that. And another spot I wanted a copper chest was our pumping station. Now, again, don't really care about the clankers. Now the clinkers might add for some fun animation to our fieldstone station, pumping station here. However, I don't want them actually running here because I don't want them triggering the trapdoor on and off that would otherwise waste our wind charges. Because again, we have that on a switch, so it only goes off when someone's in here to experience and enjoy it. However, in the course of the time, we've already gone through 5 stacks of wind charges, and that's quite a bit. So I am going to come in here and put in a copper chest. I could have done this with a regular chest a while ago, but I wanted a copper chest just so that it would blend in aesthetically and color-wise. So now that copper chest will oxidize and turn green with the rest of the pumping station, and it will blend in a lot better than a normal chest would, and will greatly increase our capacity of wind charges we can have in here, allow it to last a lot longer before it might run out, and hopefully will not run out before the end of the season. Don't worry, I don't have any intention of duplicating my way to copper riches. I just wanted to be able to get the little clankers out and copper chest right away for some quick little updates that I've been waiting for ever since they announced a lot of the Copper Age features. And I'm kind of curious where these guys will end up once they fully oxidize. Anyway, let us go get some more copper because, well, it's the Copper Age. We'll need it. And so we are back in the mines trying to fight off mobs. Well, it's trying to keep ourselves in the light. Plenty of copper around here. We just got to get it safe enough to actually dig it up. Dang it. See, this is why I prefer mining instead of caving. Just, you control your space a lot better with mining. With caving, there's always someplace that's dark enough for a mob to sneak up behind you. Alright, aside from the occasional slimes, I'm not seeing anything else sneaking up on us, so let's start getting that sweet copper. Well, after all that and a couple deaths, we came out with about 8 stacks of copper ingots. Not even a full stack of copper blocks. But hopefully that should be enough for us to enjoy and experiment with some of these new features. How do I look? Should copper armor be my new thing? Oh wow, some of these things are oxidizing faster than I thought they would. And here's another aspect that I was waiting for it to come along and upgrade, is I want to replace these chains with copper chains so that we can let it oxidize and then bring it back and wax it in a couple different states. And in that way we can achieve kind of a gradient so you can see the movement a bit more. Even when the copper lightning rod counterweights are not in sight, you can still see it moving if the chains are of a different shade of oxidization. So we're just going to take these chains out and replace them with copper chains. But first, let me just figure out how many I have here. So it looks like I did 30 chains in my little rotation thing. So that's how many I need to make to replace it with the copper. Yeah, I know. New recipe, blah, blah, blah. Although it's not really a new recipe if I can't craft it in an oxidized state. Actually, that's a good idea. They should make it so, like, copper plus a wind charge or something would make it oxidized. What do you think? Or maybe copper plus water bottle. I don't know. I'm sure there's something out there that would make sense to mix in with our copper items to automatically be doing the oxidization. At this point, I'm just going to have to show you what I mean, I think, in more ways than just explaining it. But in order for that to happen, I need to let this run all night. The only thing is I don't know if this will oxidize while it is moving. So we gotta pause it real quick. There we go, that paused. Oh. There we go. And that side is paused. Now we're going to let this oxidize and come back with some honeycomb and really show what we mean by the different states of oxidation. Will just make it easier to see the shifting chain. A bigger honey farm definitely needs to be on my to-do list. How long does it take you little clankers to die? I left this running for 8 hours on my 9-to-5 job, and they only oxidize this much. Well, I'm only likes one because I kind of like this stage of them, and I want to keep them. But seriously, the other 3 really need to work on that oxidizing so that they can freeze up and be used as decoration for me. Even these chains didn't oxidize as much as I wanted them to. And now you can see a little bit clearer as the chains have the different gradients, the different shades of oxidization. You can definitely see the movement a lot clearer, even when the copper counterweights that were the lightning rods are not. Now what else can we use our copper blocks for? We have our various shops here. We have that one down there, this one here, and this one over here. Now the unique thing that this one happens to be losing is this one does not have any kind of fire or chimney or smoke. And it's really because, like, at the time I built this, it didn't really fit in to put on a chimney, I thought. But now I'm thinking, with these new copper blocks, there might be something here. And it should definitely be on the back side of where their workstations are, which would be opposite of this wall right here. So we're going to put in a little chimney space right there. So I was thinking about how I would want this fireplace or chimney stack, and I decided I want the flames to be visible as well as the smoke. So I went ahead and put the campfire down and lowered the copper slab a little bit lower, just to give that there. And then we're going to put the copper grate over it. That's going to, contain the fire and draw the smoke up. And around it, I got this idea with the acacia trap door, how it gives a nice little vertical bars. And I've used those for, like fire grates before. But now, with the copper gates as well, it just adds something just a little bit more. Like, it allows you to get that sense of a gate grate that you're keeping away to keep people from approaching the fire. But you can still open it up to supply your fuel or further things. And then allowing the smoke to just rise on up. The clear bars give a nice clear image of the smoke. And everything is working out pretty good. So it's almost like this is the back end of the fire. And it's just exuding the smoke from their furnaces inside. But I want to keep that all the same color as the acacia trapdoor, so I do need some more honeycomb, and hopefully I have some up here. No honeycomb yet, so I guess we just gotta wait this out. So much waiting in this episode just to get what we need. But that is the way the cookie crumbles, right? Wouldn't you have it, just as we are trying to get a episode out in a short order, we keep having audio file loss. I apologize if this narration seems a little disjointed this particular week. However, it's unavoidable. As for these guys, we finally had 2 of them freeze up and die. And as you saw, we made these guys whole from fresh shiny copper blocks. So in order for them to freeze up and die, you have to wait for them to fully oxidize, and then sometime later they will turn into statues. And it took us a full 8-hour shift of oxidizing during the day and another shift of AFKing all night long just in order to get 2 out of the 3 to fully oxidize. The rest of them are still moving around just slightly. So if you are planning to build with a lot of the statues in survival Minecraft, I do highly recommend you start off with a fully oxidized copper block, because that will make their freezing process a lot faster. The other thing we're running into with our lightning rods that we've put on, they're starting to oxidize on their own, and we gotta come through with wax for the ones that we don't, because most of them that we have in our bases we do want to oxidize, but there's still a few that we don't, such as the pendulum and my grandfather clock. We had to wax that one just to keep that shiny. But now, where do I want to put my 2 statues? Also, something new that I noticed, these statues, even though they can change their position, when you pick them up in your hotbar, you can see their position that they were last in, and they hold it in your hand, so that's kind of cool. But even if they're in the same position, they still don't stack, so things to keep in mind as you go and work with your copper golems. Busy guy. And he might be trying to put something away that doesn't have a spot. Oops. More golem. Yeah, it's kind of cute. Doesn't need to be on all my ships, though, so what else can we use a copper golem for? My 3rd clinker finally died. Perfect timing. I'm sure that guy can handle the workload on his own. The sheep farm's not particularly efficient. Now, when I first built this, I meant to have a more profound structure in the center, but I decided not to because I didn't want to lose the look that it had, or the sight lines to the far side. But it still always bothered me that this was just a little bit of a flat top. So we decided to go ahead and make this a nice home for our copper golem statues, as well as adding just a little bit of a railing here to keep people from falling off as they're crossing the bridge. No, I'm going to stick with the one. And of course, all of this needs to oxidize, but that takes time. In the meantime, let's kind of take this guy back a level. And we'll get him nice and waxed. Keep him at that stage. This one will leave fully oxidized. This one will leave mostly oxidized. And yes, with a single clanker, he is not going to be efficient in doing any kind of sorting here. But he doesn't need to be efficient. Most of the time, we're just dropping off our excess inventory and filling up. Well, now we can just dump it in one spot and forget about it. By the time we ever get around to coming back for looking for things, he's probably going to have most, if not all of it, sorted. So, who cares about efficiency, right? Okay, so if I want to have enough copper to really take advantage of this whole new Copper Age build, I definitely need a lot more than what I can get from just a quick trip to the mine, and I don't want to have to, cheat it all with the duplication glitch. So we are going to go to the ultimate copper source. Hello, friend. Thank you. I really wish they didn't change it so that you can't actually see which direction you're pointing on locator maps if you're not in range of it. That was, at least it used to be, a nice fundamental perk of Bedrock Edition, and now it's kind of ruined. So the goal will be we'll just simply follow along on the netherrack level, pick up any ancient debris we come across along the way, until the map says that we are right on top of the trial chamber. Then we'll form another portal and jump through and take all the copper we need from the trial chamber. So how much ancient debris do you think we will uncover on our digging to the trial chamber? Leave your comment down below on your guess as to how much we will end up with. And until next time, I will see you on the next episode of A Shifted Reality. Bye, everyone.